Hello, everyone. This is Yene, and today I'm gonna read you the Kid Chemist, which is a children's STEM book. Uh, and we will find out very interesting experiments done by two brothers at home. As you see on the cover of the book, the two chemists slash scientists. So they have a magnifying glass. They have the white coat. They have the flask and the chemical inside. And there is something called a burner with a flame. And there is more. Yeah, there is a safety goggle, which is the main thing when we do experiment in the laboratory or at home. Every time we do this, we need to protect our eyes and ourselves from the chemicals coming out. So, this is a book about two brothers who were so inspired to do a home experiment in their own mother's kitchen. So, let's go started. Nati was a boy who liked to mix our things together. His brother Josh was a kid scientist. One day, right after school, while his mom was busy in the kitchen baking cookies, Natty went to his dad's closet and he came out with daddy's white shirt. He looked for the blue marker. He sat quietly on the dining chair. He wrote the Kid Chemist on the shirt. Right here. Ethan. When his mom turned it around, she looked at Natty and asked, "What is this, Natty?" And Natty replied, "Mama, I need goggles. I am a kid chemist." His mom smiled. Okay, okay, she said. Let me see what you are going to create today. Natty rolled up his sleeves and got his mama's measuring cup. He got the salt and the water and started mixing. Water and salt mixing. Whew, I put a lot of salt in this, he said, rolling his eyes. Let me put more water in to dissolve all the salt. Look, Ethan. He then started stirring the salt and the water until all the salt was invisible. He kept stirring and stirring until all the salt is gone. Natty asked his brother Josh, "Do you see salt in the water?" Josh said, "No, not at all. All the salt is dissolved." You see? All the salt is gone. "It's now a solution," he said. Natty asked his mom if she could see salt in the water. And mom said, "No, I don't. I don't see any salt at all." Then Natty asked to put the mix in the sun. Look, Natty, he put the mix in the sun. The next morning, Natty looked at the mix and saw that the water was still there. He waited another day. The water was still there. But this time, there was less of it. Some salt was kind of visible. As you see, there's still some water, and still the salt was visible. For a third day, Nati lay, the salt is kind of dry. I think something happened. Maybe, what do they call it? Maybe evaporation happened? I think that's a good guess, right? Evaporation happened. He ran quickly to his brother, Josh, the kid sons, and told him about what he had seen. And Josh said, "That's yes, the water had evaporated." Do you guys know what evaporation is? Evaporation? Yes? What is evaporation? Yes. Yes, it's turning into a gas, right? Water turning into a gas, into the air. Nati was thrilled that his experiment of putting the salt solution in the sand to get the salt back had worked well. Josh said to Nati, "I'm so proud of you. You are a kid chemist." Big brother's encouragement. Nati responded with a big smile, asking, "Okay, what experiment do we do next?" You see, he's smiling. That's the end of the Kid Chemist book. You can do this experiment at home with your mom's help or big brother help. You can do this experiment in the mother's kitchen. You can use all the equipments at home, the salt and water. We all have that, right? So that's all about this book. And you can get a copy of this book at Sankofa. So we have a bunch of copies you can grab and do the experiment. Summer is coming. We have a lot of sun coming, right? So you can do the mix and leave it in the sun and get the salt back. Thank you for listening. Question? Yes.
Hi, thank you for reading the book. How long did it take for you to um, create this book? And how can like children's book illustrators work with you for the future?
That's a wonderful question. Um, it took me about 6 to 7 months of creating the book. Writing the content was not the problem, but the illustration, finding the right illustration, and the back and forth in making the work to look good, as you see, including the cover pages, they did a wonderful job. So that was the whole process, which took about 6 to 7 months. But I'm very happy to collaborate with illustrators local, and also someone who can understand my intention um, regarding the book. So that would be a great opportunity for me even to work with local people. So we can exchange information at the end, and then we can work together. I have a lot of stories coming out. It's all about the time. So yes, I would be happy to collaborate. Thank you. Any other question?
Hi. Do you do chemistry experiments with kids? Do you do live stuff? Is there stuff that we could bring our kid groups to?
That's another great question. We lab experiments, like kids lab activity. I actually brought some stuffs. I left it at the back there.
Excellent.
Because I don't see kids right now. But that's the most which makes me excited to work with kids. So 2 weeks ago, we did a DNA extraction from strawberry,
Excellent.
which is available everywhere. And also the kids can, it's not a dangerous thing. It's not a bad chemical. So we did such activity. So I will keep doing it as long as we have kids. That will be even more exciting and engaging with the kids.
Are you local?
I am in Virginia, Alexandria, Virginia.
Oh,
But it's not far. It's
Not
like
far.
15 miles. Yes.
Excellent. So
Yeah.
please, can we exchange information later?
Yes, definitely. Yes, yes. So to give you a little bit about my background, before I go to the second book, I did my first bachelor degree in chemistry. So I worked as a soap and detergent chemist for a couple of years, and then a gold chemist. So separating gold from other precious metals. So that's also another experience. Then I did my second study in computer science. So I shifted from chemist to IT. So I'm an IT now, but I love to write books because I have children and I want to inspire other children as well. Just to make a contribution to the diversity on the science and technology. Any other question? Can I go to the next book? Okay. Okay. My second book is My Mother's Necklace. So this is about an aspiring girl. She is asking too many questions to a chemist who is her neighbor. She came to celebrate a graduation party. So this book is about a little bit about gold chemistry, and it's also a book about educational success celebration, the importance of education in the house. It's also a book about family and a team working together. It's also a book about hardworking people who makes all the process to work to finally have so-called gold, or the different jewelries we use, and the things which you see everywhere as signifying beauty and jewelries. So as you see on the cover page, another chemistry lab demonstration. As you see, there are flasks, there are burners, there are gauge, which is a scale for high pressure, low pressure, medium, and on. And of course, you see a rat here, the experiment, right? Some science experiments, chemistry and biology are done by living animals sometimes, right? So the rat you see. So that's all the cover page. So when we go to the story, I always loved my mother's gold necklace. It shines in the light and has the shape of a heart. One day, we had a graduation party in our house for my oldest brother, and my mom invited all our families, friends, and neighbors. Sarah, our Kim's neighbor, was one of the guests who came to our home. Sarah said hello to my mom, and she said, "You look beautiful. I like your necklace." And mom said, "Thank you." Sarah asked my mom, How many carats is your gold necklace? And my mom replied, it's 18 carats. Sarah replied with a huge smile, it's elegant. While everyone was eating food and enjoying the party, I was wondering, what's a carat? Do you know what a carat is? You don't? Okay, now we know. What does 18 carats mean? She asked. Eventually, I walked over to ask Sarah, what's a carat? What's the largest carat? What's the smallest carat? Sarah was excited by listening to all my questions, one after the other. Great questions. Let me start with the carat. A carat is how pure a gold is. What's pure gold? I asked. Sarah said, pure gold is 100% gold only. There is no other metal mixed. So when we say 100% pure gold, it's like 24 carats. What if it's not 24 carats? I asked again. Sarah said it could be 18 carats or even 10 carats. It's how much a gold is alloyed with other metals. Do you know other metals? Do you know other metals, Nati? Mm-hmm. What else? Silver, right? Copper, right? All these metals can be mixed with gold and may be hard to find whether it's a pure gold or not. I was listening with a lot of hums. Sarah wanted to tell me more about gold chemistry because I've been asking questions after and after. You know, gold is a great metal, right? I said yes. Thinking about the beautiful jewelry in the mall, even my mom's necklace and her wedding band my father bought for her are gold too. This is a gold. There is a necklace, there is earrings, wedding band made from gold. Sarah continued, gold is not only for making jewelry. Of course, that's a big part of it. But gold can be hammered into a thin sheet and molded into different shapes. By the way, some thin wires you see for electricity, you see those wires? They are covered with plastic, right? Right? So inside of some of the electric wires, there might be gold mixed with other metals. They are hammered into tin sheets or into tin wires. And some beautiful pins also have some gold in them. Maybe you saw mommy or daddy have some kind of gold pins, right? Maybe which says superhero, right? Thank God today, right? Or things like that. So some pins also have some gold in them. So next time you see a pin, maybe you can ask, is it a real gold or is it mixed with some metals, right? I asked Sarah, how did you know all these things about gold? Sarah replied, I was a chemist in a gold mining site. This is Sarah, picture of Sarah when she was a gold chemist in a gold mining site. A mining site is where gold is extracted, washed, and then eventually becomes a real metal to be used for different purposes: the jewelries, the wires, and the tin sheets. Oh, I see. So how do you guys make gold? Asked again. A very interesting question. Sarah responded, opening her eyes wide, and she's excited to tell me all the process. And she said, it's a long process. First, we crush the big rocks and grind them into smaller pieces known as the ores. The big stone-like rocks are grinded into smaller pieces and turned into ores. You see the hardworking people? Then there's a flotation step followed by a repeated washing of the ores with chemicals. Oh, it's a lot of work, I say to Sarah. The ore and the chemical they form a solution. Do you guys remember a solution from the previous book on the Kid Chemist, right? It's a combination of something to be dissolved, which is called a solute, and something which dissolves that solute. So they two together makes a solution. And a small amount of the sample comes to my laboratory, she said, from the solution. Oh, what do you do in your laboratory? I asked again. Wait, I'm telling you, Sarah responded. I do testing and grading to determine how much gold is available and how much other metals, such as copper and silver, are in the sample. Remember, she took a sample of the solution, she tasted in the lab, and she finds out how much gold in that sample and how much copper, how much silver are available. Wow, I said. We use a special laboratory equipment for testing, by the way, Sarah explained. She was very patient and is very proud of her work as a chemist. She was really proud. I'm not done, Sarah said. After repeated washing of the ores and followed by purification, the gold goes to smelting. It goes to smelting. Again, to separate the gold from other metals. Guess what the temperature for the smelting is? Can you guys guess? How much is the temperature for melting of the gold? Who can guess? Josh, Nathan, and you. Can you guys guess the temperature of the gold? The melting? Sarah asked, I don't know, maybe 400 degrees Fahrenheit? Maybe 500 degrees Fahrenheit? I said. No, too small a guess. It's more than 2,150 degrees Fahrenheit to melt the gold. We had a hot furnace. Do you guys know furnaces? Right? So we had a hot furnace and we put the gold in with extra care and safety. We put the safety goggle, we put the gloves, not the plastic gloves, the one which protects from fire and burning. You know, after all this was done, we were making a bar of gold, just like a soap bar. You know soap bar, right? Just regular soap we use at home. So it's just like that. We make a bar of gold. It was my first time seeing pure gold in a bar, just like a soap bar. That's just like this. That's awesome, I said. Did they give you some gold to take home? I asked. Sarah laughed. You know, the bar could be 60 or more pounds. That's huge. We cannot take anything home. Thank you, Sarah, I said. Some more facts about gold, Sarah followed. It has been told that before the 1800s, gold was mainly coming from Africa. And that's why the area of Africa is still called the Gold Coast. But nowadays, many countries in the world produce gold. Gold has a chemical symbol AU. Remember this. Gold has a chemical symbol AU in the periodic table. In the periodic table. In the periodic table, gold has a chemical symbol AU. Then this is the periodic table. So if you look at the periodic table, there are different elements. There are solid elements, there are liquid elements, there are gas elements. In the periodic table, it tells the name, the symbol, the weight, and everything. So gold has a chemical symbol AU in the periodic table. And gold is element 79. What's a periodic table? I asked. Sarah was impressed by my question. A periodic table is a system of arrangements of the chemical elements. It's the system of arrangements of the chemical elements. You know, water, right? Water is made from the chemical elements hydrogen and oxygen. There are two parts of hydrogen and one part of oxygen. So you learn about the hydrogen and the oxygen in the periodic table. Remember that. I gave you enough nuggets today. If you want to learn more, please come anytime, she said to me. My mom was holding back to interrupt Sarah and me, and finally said, "You are asking too many questions. Let Sarah enjoy the party." Did you get bothered so much, Sarah? My mom asked. Sarah replied, "No, not at all. I'm glad I'm able to share my chemistry laboratory work I have done before." My mom said, "Thank you, and it's a cake time now." We all then came to the table celebrating my oldest brother's graduation. The end. Thank you. Do you guys have any question about gold chemistry? About Sarah? One thing I like about Sarah is she asks so many questions. That's the reason their neighbors, Sarah was a chemist. The girl was asking too many questions to learn everything about gold chemistry from Sarah. So it's good to ask questions, then you learn more. Thank you for listening. So if you want a copy of the book, still we have available in Sankofa, so you can grab anytime. And in the very near future, we do some experiments, some lab activities with kids here. So stay tuned for that. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, we came from West Virginia.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's in elementary school. He's track that's what it's the sign.
Oh,
So he's
yeah.
so
Oh, that's very interesting. Yeah, yeah. So we could do some more wilderness activity.
are you local here?
I am in Virginia, but people.
Okay.
Yeah, Alexandria.
Yeah, we're about an hour.
Oh, yeah.
So next time we see you,
Oh, yeah.
my name is John.
I'm at Yene. Oh, okay, nice to meet you. And my brother, Josh, my yeah, so doesn't matter.
Runners.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the track.
Oh, that's what we got. I mean, it's very powerful.
Oh, yeah, he's going into the Irish program.
Oh, good.
Next year, it's he's still developing television. Next year. That's what he's trying. He's an honorable kid. Does work hard.
Science and technology, right? And it's so doable. So this is experimental home or Google and it's more and then right? History and values so fun, right? Because everything is history.
Yes.
Like food we eat, right? It's made from miso and fabric. Right. Thank you. Thank you for
Thank you.
yeah. Have a great day.
I'm Shiva. It was nice to meet you, but I mentioned laid off workers from the federal state, and I'm branching out into our creative sectors. I'm interested in early opportunities. I've been doing like business facilitation before, but I haven't been doing things. Also looking at it, so yeah. So I would like to